Video is designed for someone who's planning on purchasing their first Hummer H2. It's more or less a packing list, checkoff list for you. I also have some driving advice just to make sure that the journey is as smooth as possible. If you're someone who already owns an H2, I do believe you'll probably like the video, but again, I do not want to waste your time. Okay, check all the clothes that you're going to be wearing. Put them on and make sure that they're comfortable. You want to be as comfortable as possible on your return back. I had actually put on a shirt, it was way too small, and I'm like, oh my god, this doesn't fit me. Went on, I found a much more comfortable shirt. Another mistake I made is the shoes I wear. Again, make sure you try on your shoes, socks. My right shoe is jacked up. It like pushes back because I jam my foot into my shoe, and the rear sole was jacked up, so it was rubbing against my back of my heel the whole time. So every time I hit the gas pedal, it was rubbing against my heel, and it was really jacking my leg up towards the end of my drive back. Backup clothes, just pack a small set of backup clothes, boxers, shorts, shirt. You may need to get a hotel. I know some of you guys might be saying, well, it's only going to be 5 hours. I'm not going to need to get a hotel. Understand that you may run into traffic, an act of God, car accident. There are dozens of unknown factors out there. It's a small backpack. It's good to have a backpack on you sometimes. So again, just pack accordingly. We're going to be as prepared as we can. Contact, glasses, real ID, passport, tickets set up on your phone, phone charger, USB-C to USB-A possible adapter you may need, an empty bottle to pee in for all my bros out there, music playlist. Make sure you got your music playlist or your documentaries set up. Most of these vehicles, I think Bluetooth only came around in 2009. Some aftermarket head units obviously have Bluetooth. The point I'm going with this is that I used a Bluetooth to FM radio. So I hooked up my iPhone to the Bluetooth, and that's how I got my directions, and I was able to listen to music on the way back. Stick of deodorant, it's always nice to have on you. I recommend bringing a blank lanyard for keys or the keys. Make sure you have your updated car insurance, temporary registration, your temporary tag. Now, I bought this H2 off eBay, and this is what I did, guys. I went to AutoZone and I got a bubble, like that's a bubble clear shield, and I taped the temp tag to it, to keep as much water out as I could. Now, the water that's in there, that's from when I was cleaning it. I actually brought some screws with me as well, so you could use a small Allen wrench. That's something you keep with you. We just want to make sure we get those temp tags on there. I only did it in the rear. I didn't do it in the front. So depending on your state rules, you may need to have a temp tag in the front as well. That was the bubble one I used. You probably could use the flat one as well. Let's see. Wouldn't it be actually a bad idea to bring a relay or two? It's probably 1 in a million chance that a relay fails on you on the way back. But again, just why not? It's not gonna, take up that much space. Daylight running lights. When I bought my yellow one, the actual daylight running lights were totally dead. These ones, I don't even know if these work, to tell you the truth. I think they do. I do see bulbs in there as well, but regardless, I would recommend bringing a set of daylight running lights with you. Bring the bulbs. Bring a set of headlight bulbs with you, whether they're LED or you just want to pop in a new regular bulb. That's a good idea. When I drove the yellow one back, the bulbs were so shot, I kid you not, you couldn't see anything at nighttime. It was absolutely horrific. It was absolutely insane. It was like having an iPhone flashlight in the front of the vehicle. I'm not joking. This one, You know, this one's going to be pretty tough to probably bring with you. I don't even know if you can bring it on an airplane, is torque wrench. Let me tell you guys, the blue one, there's so much slop in that steering box. It's absolutely unreal compared to the yellow one. So what it's from is it's from those CV axles down there. Those bolts come loose over time. And I'm pretty sure, guys, that's my first instinct, that they're probably really loose on both sides. And that's what's causing the slop in that gearbox. Okay. I think it's a 15 millimeter, but, double check that. You could even, if there's a lot of slop, you could even stop at a mechanic shop and be like, hey, can I borrow a torque wrench, or, can you torque these down for me, and give them, $50. It's a quick $50 for them, and it's a win for you. Here's the deal. I have done multiple 12-hour long days driving these H2s, going from Vermont to Pittsburgh, pretty close to Vermont. Actually, I think I have done it all in one day now that I think about it. Pittsburgh to Vermont, like Killington, going on snowboard trips. This trip with the H2, I left my house at 3:30 to go to the airport. TSA nonsense. I remember there was some Karen yipping up a storm in the morning. Flight was 6 to 8. I got the car at 8:30, or I was at the car at 8:30, and probably left the dude's house at 9. I got home at 9 at night, so I was literally on the road for 12 hours. I was up since 5 p.m. the prior day because I took a nap. By the time I got home, I was up for 28 hours straight, 31 by the time I fell asleep. Even if I had gotten better sleep the night before, it would have been too much. I was about half dead when I came down, the driveway a few days ago. The amount of mental decisions that it takes to navigate these roads that you do not know, unknown areas, dealing with crazy drivers, the amount of wild animals that I saw on the road was absolutely insane. You got the new car, you're trying to get a feel of the vehicle. Even though I've owned the yellow one for 3 years and put about 20,000 miles on it, driving the blue one, it is a new experience. It's a new gearbox. There's a lot of slop in the gearbox that I was not expecting. So let me tell you guys, it's all taxing on your mind, okay? This is what I recommend. This is where I'm going with this, all right? I recommend driving time. You should be limited to 7 to 8 hours max if this is your first time. It could be less for some of you, and that's fine. And truth be told, the more I think about it, the more I'm saying to myself, you know what? It's a long day. It's a lot of truck. And probably 5-6 hours is probably much more realistic for driving the vehicle back. Especially if you don't have any experience driving the vehicle or a large vehicle. Again, it's just going to be mentally taxing. It's going to be a much more difficult challenge by yourself, on the road. How would I do it again next time? This is what I would do next time when I get my red one. Probably next year, I'll probably buy a red one. With that being said, I might buy another blue one again. I really like this Pacific blue, but the red one's going to be next. Anyway, let's get back to the video. How would I do it again next time? I would go to bed at my normal time, 11 o'clock, get a good night's sleep, wake up, drive to the airport, and get like a flight for something like 10 in the morning. I get to your location. If I had to fly, I'd be getting to my location around noon. I'd be in the car around 1 o'clock, and I'd be on the road for about 5 hours, 6 hours. I'm not going to do it again in one day. It's just too much. Get a hotel, go to a bar, go play pool, watch some TV, whatever you do, go to the gym, get another good night's sleep, and drive back. Again, the key is to definitely just pace yourself, guys, especially for those that are going to be driving back, 10 plus hours. Break it into 2 days, guys, 8 hours. It's much more easy to break it into 2 days than than, doing it over the course of several days. Another, thing to check out is take a look at the route you're going to be using, where you're going to be going. For me, I lost traffic. I hit traffic. I lost about 30 minutes. This is funny. I lost about an hour, probably more, just from me taking leaks, going, grab a coffee, and then I got to take a leak. This is funny that I tell you guys how many times I went to the bathroom just from drinking coffee and staying up. I filled up at 3/4 of a tank every time. So I'd go like 60, 70 miles, take a leak, get some gas, do it all over again. It's somewhat humorous. Construction, me driving slow. Here's the deal. I was not pressing, the blue vehicle. That's the new one. I wasn't pressing it. I was going underneath the speed limit. I was driving slow. I didn't want to press the engine hard. Missing turns is part of the process. Don't get mad if you miss a turn or, make a, move, jumping in another lane and putting your vehicle at risk. Missing turns is normal. It's part of the process. Every time I would go on a road trip in the H2, I would make a few wrong turns. So you might as well just tack on 30 minutes for planning on losing or making wrong turns. If your route says 9 hours, I would add 3 hours. I would add 1 hour per every 3 hours. I think that's a very good number. Some of you guys might be calculating, saying, "Hey, it says 9 hours for me. I can make the last hour or two. I'll knock it out." Let me just tell you guys, it's not worth it. I should have got a hotel. Just get a hotel. Your mind will not be thinking straight, and especially after a long day, or just due to all the excitement, getting your H2. Just spend the $200 on the hotel. It's much better to get the hotel than to again wreck your new car. When I got in my new H2, it's funny. Despite I know a lot about the vehicle. I've driven that one about 20,000 miles so far over the last 3 years, and I don't want to say I was super nervous, but it was a mix of excitement, adventure. You're like, oh my God, here I am. There's a lot of work that goes into it, to make the money, send the payments, fly. There's a lot of detail that goes into picking one of these vehicles up. That being said, you get inside, take about 15 minutes, and just chill out. Call your wife, girlfriend, friend, set up your GPS, and just feel around. All right, you want to make sure that you're not all psyched up, or when you're leaving. Again, despite my experience with these vehicles, I was so excited. I was like a little girl. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, nighttime could add much more challenges to your adventure. Just another reason to get a hotel. Another pro tip: I would not recommend messing with the moonroof or rear window on this H2 or H2 SUT. This whole rear window comes down. Don't mess with any of that. Let's say that regulator fails back there on that window or on the moonroof, maybe gets stuck or jammed. Then it starts to rain. That's not what we want to deal with, or heavy snow, whatever, cold temperature, anything. So just focus on driving, and I can't wait to see you guys on the road.